Today I'm going to show you how to do dynamic book management with Bookbuilder from GradientWorks. But first, let me introduce you to Ron. He's the head of RevOps for LGO Systems. And every year when Ron did territory planning for his reps, he found himself in spreadsheets like this one. And it was super frustrating. As soon as he assigned out the territories, some reps did great and some reps complained because they couldn't hit their number because they didn't have the right accounts to work. Plus, they kept hearing that their biggest competitor was winning deals in their best territory. When they looked into it, they found out that their rep in that territory was so slammed with pipeline that she had even called those accounts. So Ron and his CRO decided it was time for a change to move to dynamic book management to cover their market better and help their reps succeed. When Ron first set up Dynamic Books, he went to Works Bookbuilder and he started out by setting up his target books. Now, Ron has two teams of reps, the commercial reps that focused on accounts with fewer than 500 employees and the enterprise reps that focused on the larger tier. We're going to take a look at how Ron set up his commercial target book. So, unlike the way Ron used to do territory planning, where he would carve up accounts into static sets that he would give out to his reps using spreadsheets, in this case, he's going to define his commercial book as a set of criteria to make sure that he's keeping his reps focused on the right accounts at the right time. So Ron did a little bit of math and determined that his reps should be focused on about 100 accounts at once. Now, the other thing that Ron and his team have been up to is they've gotten a new intent provider. So they have data now on buying stage for their customers, and they want to make sure that they're using that information to the fullest for their reps so that when they're outbound, they can have a really good, warm conversation. So what Ron did is he set up two different segments of his book. One is half the book, 50 accounts, are set up to be accounts that are within the ICP, less than 500 employees, that either don't have a buying stage or in very early buying stage based on their intent data. Then he also set up a later stage intent segment as well. So you can see that, again, 500 or fewer employees, and he's configured the buying stage to be in later stage intent. So once Ron had this all set up, he's now able to go in and take a look at where everybody stands. So he can see the breakdown of all the accounts that are assigned out to his reps. So first of all, he can see there's 707 total accounts, 150 currently owned, and 557 eligible. So he's got a pretty good amount of accounts to distribute in the future. 75% capacity for his reps. That means that his reps need a few more accounts. He can also look at each of the segments that he's set up and see how those break down. It looks like everybody's got what they need in core, but don't have enough accounts in intent. So what Ron's going to do to get things kicked off here is he's going to go to his distribution templates, and he has a weekly distribution template set up already to distribute accounts to reps. And he's going to select that he wants to top those off by target book, meaning that he's going to give reps accounts to fill up their book. We'll set it to be the commercial accounts, and then we're going to go over here and make sure that we're pulling only accounts that are owned by our pool user. We're going to make sure that we're giving them the largest accounts within their segment, and we'll make sure to stamp the accounts with the distribution date of today so we can do some reporting later. Now, all Ron has to do is click Save and Continue, and he's going to see that there's a whole bunch of accounts that are going to get distributed out to his reps for them to go work. So he'll click Distribute Now. And now that's completed. So Ron can go back in and take a look at his commercial reps, and he'll see that everybody's at 100% capacity. Awesome. So now let's look at how things progress over the course of the next couple of weeks. So Chloe, for example, starts to work her accounts. And let's say she goes into this one right here, and she makes a few calls, and she determines some interesting information about this account. It looks like this account has actually been acquired by a competitor and Chloe can't really work it anymore. So she's going to make a note that it's been acquired and return that account to the pool. So it's no longer going to be eligible for distribution. So you see right here that it went back to the pool. So now we go back to Bookbuilder. And so the reps are going to continue in that process now for the next couple of weeks. And what we'll see is that, for example, Chloe and Daniel and the rest of them are going to work these accounts, and they're going to get lower and lower. And they're going to be in need of more accounts. Now, what's going to happen is, so a couple weeks later, Ron comes back and takes a look at his commercial reps. Now, everybody's still got plenty of accounts in their book. It looks like they've taken a few things out. But he knows that one of the big things that they've set up as part of their ROE for dynamic books is that reps need to make sure that they're reaching out to accounts or they're going to lose them and they'll be eligible for redistribution. So Ron's going to go ahead and go into this retrieval template that he's set up to retrieve accounts that haven't been worked recently so that they can be redistributed. So in this particular case, he's going to make sure that he's retrieving accounts where they were last touched within the last 90 days. So they haven't been touched in the last 90 days per their rules of engagement. We're also going to set this up where we'll stamp the accounts with a return date of today and make sure that we track a return reason, again, for future reporting. So Ron's going to go ahead and hit save and continue. And this is going to pull back accounts. It looks like Daniel hasn't necessarily been working all of his accounts. So we'll go ahead and retrieve those back from Daniel. Now, those have all been retrieved back from Daniel. So if we go take a look at the target books, you'll see that Daniel has a lot fewer accounts in his name right now, and Chloe has, is in need of about 1. So we're at 94%. So what Ron can go do is go back to his weekly distribution and distribute these accounts, some new accounts, out to the reps to ensure that everybody has everything that they need. We'll go ahead and distribute those out. And we're done. Now, Ron can be sure his reps are focused on the best fit, highest timing accounts in the TAM. Ron's happy because he's no longer spending his days in spreadsheets. The reps are happy because they're hitting their number. And the CRO is happy because they're no longer losing those deals to competitors.